so one question would be about difference between means-tested programs and social insurance. So how would you answer this? What are some bullet points for this? I'm going to upload this copy, so don't worry. So what's a means-tested program? What are some examples? What makes something means-tested?
You have to prove that you have a need.
To prove you have a need, right?
The social insurance, you don't have to prove anything, you're entitled to it.
Yep. So a means-tested program means that you have to be, generally speaking, you have to have income below a certain level to qualify for the program. So for TANF, generally speaking, it varies between the state, but income at 100% or below the federal poverty line. Something like SNAP most states have means tests that allows you to have income up to like 150% of the federal poverty line. So we're working a little bit more than poverty. So means test, at least, often means an income test that you prove that you are low income. It can sometimes also mean an asset test to prove that you have low assets. So if you wanted to get on Medicaid to pay for your long-term care, you'd have to prove not only that you are low income, but that you have few assets also, right, to pay for your care yourself. And social insurance program, as Paul said, something that you are entitled to, whatever your means may be. So the classic example here would be Social Security, right? If I made a lot of money and have a lot of assets and a lot of wealth, when I retire, I'm still entitled to my Social Security benefit, right? If I made little money and retire with few assets and little wealth, I'm still entitled to my Social Security benefit. There's no means test to get Social Security. Second one is be prepared to apply the Gilbert and Terrell framework to a policy. So it could be that I give you a brief description of a policy and ask you to give not a 5-page, but a half-page analysis using the Gilbert and Terrell framework. So remember the pieces of Gilbert and Terrell. What are those core pieces of Gilbert and Terrell?
Who's eligible for benefits? What are those benefits? How are they delivered? And how are they funded?
Yep.
Would you have to apply adequacy and equity, equality?
Probably.
Just say no.
I'll note it in the thing, but not for this, because it's just not enough room to get into it. Yeah. Okay, so the third one, discuss the origins and importance of Social Security. Provide at least 2 challenges and 2 possible solutions. So when we did Social Security, the slides there, we had discussion of what Social Security's challenges are, and then what solutions people have proposed. So what are the origins of Social Security? Where does Social Security come from? From FDR, right? So, as a result of the Great Depression, FDR wanted to find a way to ensure that the non-working elderly weren't falling into poverty. And so Social Security comes from the Great Depression. It is strengthened over time, but that's the origin of it.
Wait,
Okay.
clarify that? You
Yeah.
said FDR wanted to make a way for non-elderly people to what?
Sorry, make a way for the elderly, the non-working elderly, to not be in poverty. So Social Security is only for the elderly, right? I mean, depending on how you feel about being 65 years old. But, the elderly. Okay, 2 challenges that Social Security faces. Anyone want to throw that? Yeah.
People are living longer and drawing benefits for longer.
Yep. So part of it is people are living longer, right? So, Social Security was passed in, I don't remember when, late 30s, early 40s. The life expectancy of someone was much shorter than it is today, right? So you didn't need to have as much money available in Social Security to pay those people for quite as long as we need today, right? So if people retire at age 65, if you are a white woman who retires at 65, you still have 20 years of life expectancy left, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a lot longer than we need to buy for life.
Baby boomer generation.
Great, so another key challenge is just demography, right? It's the distribution of ages. So Social Security works because people currently working pay into the system, and people currently retired get that money, right? So as long as your age distribution looks like this, with more young people working than there are old people retired, you've got plenty of money in your base to pay for the old people, right? But because the baby boom generation happened, we had this huge boom in births. And so our age distribution increasingly looks like, that's a terrible drawing. Our age distribution increasingly looks like this, right? As the baby boomers get older and get retirement age, we've got more retirees than we do young workers. And although we have a Social Security trust that has funds in reserve, we don't have enough money to cover the gap between the amount of money that young people are paying into the program and the amount of money that will be taken out by the baby boomers as they retire.
So it's not enough money to pay the retirement because it's not enough.
Because, yes, because people who are working now, they pay Social Security. And that money that they pay in is not waiting for them for when they retire. It gets paid to people who are retired now.
Yes.
Right? So if there are fewer people working than there are people retired, there's not enough money being paid in the system to pay the people who are currently retired.
So that's another challenge.
That's a challenge. So the estimate is that if nothing changes, retirees can expect to only get about 80% of what they would have normally gotten in Social Security benefits because of this problem. Okay, so what are two solutions? Yeah.
And wasn't one raising retirement age?
One was raising retirement age, so why would that help?
Because I mean, it shortens the amount of time that a given individual would be drawing benefits.
That's right, yeah. So if you can't draw Social Security until you're older, that means overall, you get less money, right? Okay, so that's one solution. Another solution? Yeah, so currently, employers pay, what was it, 7.2?
Just under 7.
Okay. They pay about 7% of your salary in Social Security, and you pay about 7%, right? So if we want the benefits to stay the same with a smaller currently working base, we could just raise Social Security tax, right? Yeah. Other solutions?
There's one more main one.
Wasn't there something about like money on reserve?
Yes, okay, so another solution is that instead of making the Social Security Trust Fund just hold cash, we could allow them
Invest it,
to
that's what it
invest
was,
it. Yeah. So what's the problem with that idea?
It's risky.
It's risky, right? If the market tanks, then your Social Security benefit might go away. So it reduces the kind of risk-proofness of Social Security. Other solutions? Well, we could just cut benefits, right? We could just reduce how much money everyone's gonna get. Okay, next. All right, discuss the goals of the Affordable Care Act and provide at least 3 examples. So what was one goal of the Affordable Care Act?
Like affordable healthcare for all, or something?
Yes.
Ish.
Yes. 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 That's true. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, the for all part is like, it's
For
not
most.
universal.
Yeah.
So I just don't want people to get confused. It's not saying that everyone will get healthcare through the Affordable Care Act. It's just saying that everyone will have, that the Affordable Care Act will expand access to health insurance. Right? Like, yeah.
Remove-
So like for everyone to have opportunity to have health insurance?
Yes. But so here's the decision, right? You hear, so for me, it's like, I hear the term for all, I think of the current state, right? Whether we should have Medicare for all, a single payer system, right? That eliminates private health insurance. But the Affordable Care Act does not eliminate private health insurance, right? It expands health insurance access to people who otherwise do not have health insurance.
Remove the barrier for people with pre-existing conditions.
Yes, it removes the barrier of people with pre-existing conditions. So previously, insurance companies could deny health insurance to people with pre-existing conditions, and the ACA makes that illegal. Yeah.
Didn't it like mandate a minimum level of care of
Yes.
services provided?
It does. It mandates a minimum set of benefits that all health insurance plans must have, right? So you can no longer, although it's getting kind of taken away during this administration, but ACA said you can no longer have high deductible, high premium, bare bones emergency plans, right? You had to provide a set of basic health insurance provisions.
With that pre-existing, is there something different other than that? Basically forcing insurance companies to diversify their pool. Like,
So, yes, so by making insurance companies, yeah, it's a good point. So by making insurance companies cover people with pre-existing conditions, to make insurance, to make the business model of insurance work, it means that insurance companies need to get more healthy people in, right? To balance out the risk of people they now have to cover. And so the individual mandate was designed to do that. So it said, okay, basically what they said was, okay, health insurance companies, you have to cover people who are sick, right? Who have pre-existing conditions. We know that blows a hole in your business model. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you a huge new group of customers by making sure that everyone has to have health insurance, whether they're healthy or not. So all of these young, healthy people who were choosing not to buy health insurance because they were young and healthy were now forced to buy health insurance. And so adding healthy people to the insurance company's pool of people who, some of whom had pre-existing conditions, counterbalanced the pre-existing conditions in their business model.
where does the penalty go?
When there no longer exists, right? When there was an individual mandate, if you didn't buy health insurance, you had to pay a fine. What did the government do with that fine? I don't know.
So did we go through the examples? Cause I'm sort of unclear on that.
So the goals and the importance of the Affordable Care Act, and provide at least 2 examples. So the goal, so we did one goal. One goal was to expand health insurance, right? And one way we did that was through the individual mandate. One way we did that was through getting rid of pre-existing conditions, restrictions. There we go. What else should I have? Yeah. What's the other key where that the ACA expands health insurance? So through subsidies, right? So if you don't have health insurance and you have a little bit more money than And you have a little bit more money than would, so if you don't have health insurance, you have too much money to qualify for Medicaid, but not enough money to buy health insurance in the private market, you can go on the ACA health exchanges and buy some government subsidized health insurance, right? And so that is the kind of another way that ACA seeks to expand access. Other goals of the ACA? So another goal of the ACA is to cover more low-income people who are uninsured, right? So one way the government did this, the federal government did this, was by promising to cover the cost of expanded Medicaid for each state that decided to adopt the ACA, right? So in the first, I think it was the first 3 years, they cover 95% of the expanded Medicaid costs, and then they covered 90% thereafter. So it's a huge transfer of money from the federal government to states to help them expand Medicaid to people who were otherwise ineligible but were close to living poverty in general.